watch the sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me. Where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning, and welcome to another exciting edition of Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, VanDam Poles, and Ducks Unlimited. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey everyone, it's Shelby here. You're now listening to the best of Outdoors with Larry Ray, celebrating the voice, the passion, and a tribute to the man who shared his love of the outdoors and community.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And again, good morning to all you good folks in Brownsville, Tennessee on 1520 AM and 95.3 FM. Jackson, Tennessee, News Talk 101.5, and right here in Memphis on AM 790, 92.9 HD FM. And appreciate talking to Jeremy Madley about the National Crappie League and On the Hook TV. But I'm really excited also to talk to this next young man because he's made a little history this year. He is the first angler. Anything first is pretty cool, right, Ron Wong?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. First angler in history to repeat as the BASS Nation Champion.
That's right. That's
and
where
we're
all the...
talking. Listen to this. We're talking about a field that consists of 30,000 members.
Yeah.
More than 2,100 BASS Nation clubs in 47 states, 10 countries.
Yeah.
And we got the man himself, Will Davis Jr., on us with Outdoors with Larry Ray. Good morning, Will.
Good morning. How y'all guys doing?
How are we doing, Will? Life good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Life's good.
Well, let's talk about this. What you've not only accomplishments, but your priorities and things along this line. And and Ron has posted, and we're going to try to find the picture of you and your dad when you won that blue trophy.
Yes, sir.
Because I can remember, and Ron reminded me about how emotional it was for you and your dad to be on that stage. And your dad has meant so much. So talk a little bit about the background to where you've come and where you are now.
So my dad has been in the bait business for right at 40 years.
Yes.
And I'm 31 now. So with that being said,
he was in it before you were born. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. He never forced me to become an angler or to fish or anything like that. It's just something that was instilled in me at an early age, watching him go fish a lot of tournaments. And I'll never forget when I was about 7 or 8 years old, my dad had a fishing partner, Tom Southern, and every time they go fishing, I'd cry like heck, because I was so disappointed I wanted to go. So I grew up, fishing around the house. My first fish I ever caught was on Lay Lake, and just kind of fished all the way through high school and a lot of the Federation events, and fished at college at Bethel University, and
absolutely.
And then I went, and after there, started flipping burgers for about 7 or 8 months, and couldn't really find a job.
Yeah.
That's right. So then I become a sleep technician at St. Vincent's in Birmingham.
I thought you were, yeah.
I worked there for 5 years, and I ended up working at a 5-star preserve in Kellyton, Alabama, at a quail guide
Yes,
place. And
now,
so,
You paid the price for this because if I remember correctly, Will, that you were in the BFLs for a while as a non-boater for a couple of years
I was.
even
Yes,
though you
sir.
had a
I was.
boat. I mean,
Yeah.
that was that a learning experience? Do you credit that?
Had to be.
Yeah, it had to be a learning experience, wasn't it? I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. You know, guys that's fishing out of the back of a boat, they don't have to worry about the next decision.
No.
Where to go find them. So they just sit back and soak it all in. So you definitely can learn from that.
and look what you've done now. I mean, 2023 will be a year to remember, and we're hoping 2024 is the same way. But to do this twice back, to win this honor twice, never been done before.
Yeah.
What goes through your mind about that? I mean, that's got to be extra special.
It's very special, and I don't take it for granted. I'm very fortunate to have two Brian Kerschel's memorial trophies in my house.
Yes.
Brian was I never got to meet him.
Right.
When I was born in '92.
Yeah.
He made a big impact on the sport. Just
Yes, he did.
short, time that he was here.
Yeah.
And I think that he would have been one of the greats, and he still is one of the greats.
He really is. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So I don't take it for granted. I'm very blessed to be in this position. I definitely thank Bass for letting me come back and fish the nation championship to defend my title from last year. So,
yeah. You still carrying that Bible in the boat with you? I mean,
I do.
Okay,
I do.
buddy.
Yeah,
All right.
that's good. And Will, to win it back to back, that's not only special
it's grueling, man.
in what you've done and everything, but Larry was talking a little bit earlier, because you have already qualified through the elites for the 2024 Classic in Tulsa.
Yeah,
it opened the door for a couple of other guys to get in, didn't it?
It did. One of the guys that made it in through that win was David Gaston. He's from Sylacauga as well.
Yes, he is. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So that's pretty ironic.
Isn't it, though?
It is. With that being said, Tim Dewey, me and him became friends last year at Pickwick for the national championship.
Right.
And he finished second in the tournament, so that opened up, an elite berth for him. So
Right.
I'm super excited for him.
Well, Will, one of the things that I admire is a lure company that your dad owns. He makes just custom jigs, spinner baits, and that kind of stuff. Talk a little bit about your
The
Davis Lure
Bait
Company.
Yeah.
So, like I said, my dad's been in business, full time now for right at 30 years. He started about 40 years ago, and he makes top-notch lures, best in the world. He takes pride in his business. It's all made in United States. With that being said, we're just a small town family, and we take pride in what we do. And
you do use the lures. You do use the lures. Okay, we want to make sure of that.
Well, you also help. You also help design and tweak some of the baits that has always been in the line, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I do some.
Like colors and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, if you ever
if
you need somebody to name them, I'm here. Okay, that's my goal in life is to have a name for a fishing. Again, we're talking to Will Davis Jr., the first angler in history to repeat as the BASS Nation champion. And he kind of touched on a little while ago, Will. How big is your hometown there that you live in? How many people in that town?
I'd be lying if I said. I don't know the population.
What is? You got a stoplight?
It's pretty small.
You got a stoplight?
Yeah, we got a Walmart.
You got a Walmart. Oh man, you just ruined me now.
Depot and
you got some of those things, but for you and David Gaston, are y'all buddies? Y'all know each other? I mean, growing in the same town, that's just so ironic that he's taking advantage of your win to go into the Classic now. So,
yeah.
Have y'all talked?
Yeah.
You talked to him?
Yeah. He called me and congratulated me.
Yeah,
and
you better. Yeah.
thanked me.
Yeah.
Yeah. First thing I told him when he called me, first thing I said to him, I said, "You owe me a steak dinner."
There you go.
There you go. You know, well, talk about the win.
Yeah.
You were, if I remember correctly, you were leading after the second or third day. Talk about the tournament itself and how were you stressed?
You had that Bible in the boat with you, man. I know it. I read
to
about
try
it.
to win this thing, but talk a little bit about the tournament.
So, practice. It all starts with preparation. For a big tournament, and I went over there and practiced for the cutoff, which is a month prior to the cut. The month prior to the tournament, that's the cutoff period. So, with that being said, I went over there like month and a half before the tournament and spent some time over there, and it really fit my style. It's a pattern lake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fast-paced fisherman. So with that being said, I really liked what I saw, but I really didn't know how it was going to turn out during the,
right.
where them fish went. So with that being said, first day of practice, it was pretty good. We had 3 days of practice, and second day, it wasn't too good. Well, the third day, I figured out, a little deal that helped me win the tournament, and I was fishing a brush pile and throwing all the stuff you would think to throw in a brush pile, and they would follow it and wouldn't get it. So with that being said, I'd throw up there. I tied on a 3/4 ounce Davis wood jig and threw it up there, and it fell down from the pile. And as soon as it started falling, there was a fish on the side of it. It run down to it. And leveled off. I said, that joker's got it. And I said, and it was a big one. So with that being said, that one fish keyed me in for the whole event.
That's amazing. Yeah.
So day one, I had 16 pounds and I think 1 ounce. I was in second, and I knew I'd had to catch them. I mean, them guys are some of the best in the world at fishing that.
That's right. Yeah.
They come from all over the world. And
you got your locals that are good, too.
That's right. So these guys can catch them. So you better not go out there and think you're going to catch them.
Right.
Because they're going to bring it.
And the weather changed, too. I remember you talking about the weather changed, too, didn't it? You had some...
It did. The final day it did.
Yes. Yeah. But you didn't blink, it says. You stayed with it.
I did. I knew it was going to change, and I just had to go off of history of what I do around the house when it changed. That's in October. That's what you want. You want one of them days where it's raining and blowing, and
and you did it, and of course, when you win $20,000, you didn't realize how many cousins you had. Will, I mean that's that's the way it happens. Well, we only got a minute here left, buddy. I know Ron will be at the Classic.
I will see you there at the Classic.
Yes, Ron Wong will be representing Outdoors of Larry Ray, and I know it just even sounds good to say that you'll be at the Classic.
I know it.
And I know you got a lot of fans, even in our area here, pulling for you, Will, and just go get them. We got your number now, buddy. We'll talk to you between now and the Classic, hopefully, but have a great weekend and keep those priorities straight, okay?
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, Mr. Ron, Mr. Larry. Y'all have a good evening.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Okay, let's take a break on Outdoors of Larry Ray. Be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, VanDam Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey everyone, it's Shelby here. You're now listening to the best of Outdoors with Larry Ray, celebrating the voice, the passion, and a tribute to the man who shared his love of the outdoors and community.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, and I will let John and Frank do at least one segment each to determine how they've improved since the last time they were in the building together. They do great jobs.
We're getting better all the time, Larry.
We'll talk about that later. But no, we do have on the line with us the man who has all the answers to duck hunting in Tennessee. I know. There you go. That's Jamie Fetterson, and we appreciate Jamie as always on short notice this week. Coming aboard to talk TWRA Waterfowl Program Coordinator, and of course next weekend, those of us in Tennessee will be opening weekend, and we know you folks in Arkansas are getting out this weekend. Mississippi's next weekend also, but wanted to talk to Jamie because everybody talks about, and I don't know, Frank, you're probably optimistic. Duck callers, are they the most optimistic, Frank Barton?
There's no one more optimistic than a duck hunter.
Okay, so if you...
No one.
Ain't Buck saying that, John shaking his head. So if you were the program coordinator for the state of Tennessee, would you be optimistic, Frank?
No one is more optimistic than a duck hunter. So, do I need to repeat myself?
No. So tell us, Frank. Jamie, about... we're a week away from one of the most highly anticipated weekends for sportsmen in the state of Tennessee. What are you hearing?
Yeah, well, okay, so I think everybody's probably familiar with the fact that some of the duck counts were down this May.
Yes,
it was great. It's the first time in a couple of years that we've actually been able to get up there and count ducks in Canada. So on the breeding grounds, but some duck counts were down, but that's okay, because habitat conditions greatly improved. A lot of us were worried because there's, a long drought that was going on up in the Canadian prairies. But, man, they got a big blizzard late in April, lots of snow on the ground, lots of water. So, that the pond counts were great. The habitat looked good. So what went back had great habitat conditions for breeding. So we're really expecting a decent fall flight. And, of course, with the cold weather and the snow that's been happening up there over the last couple of weeks, I'm feeling pretty good about what our opener might look like, as long as we can, keep some cold weather going and push some birds down. Again, I preach this to you guys every single year.
Yes.
Here it comes. About, what do I say about expectations?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. You guys are right. There's nobody more optimistic than duck hunters for opening day.
Duck hunters and opening day optimism runs high. I mean,
but again,
yes.
Again, I'm going to say it again.
Say it again.
Expectations. All right. Temper your expectations just a tiny bit, despite the fact that we really think that the fall flight was really good. Been hearing some okay reports coming from the states up north about their hunting and their harvest.
Right.
And again, I mean, just the weather up there has been bad enough that I think it's probably pushing some birds. And you guys know we've got this telemetry project that's going on in West Tennessee, and the students are already out there. They're already catching birds. So we're already putting transmitters on mallards that are already in Tennessee, and we're seeing those birds migrating down. So they're on their. Some of them are here and they're on their way. So I think we're going to be pretty darn good for opening weekend.
All right, John, you heard that. That's and I, the more data we can get, the better data we can have, the more data we can get more optimism. When we hear these things, and you guys at DU know that better than anybody.
Well, sure. I mean, of course, we're highly involved in habitat in Canada, the Dakotas, and all over. And that late snowstorm in April, really was a huge thing, because it really broke what had been a prolonged drought up there. So conditions are better. I mean, blue-wing teal populations were way up. The teal season was phenomenal.
Yes,
across the country. Some species were down. Some we expected that, though, just because we hadn't done counts in 2 years and had a big drought. So but overall, we were pretty pleased with what we had. And like I said, as far as around the country, the hunting so far has been really good.
And Jamie, I got to ask you. Everybody's talked about low water levels on the Mississippi River. We're finally on a rise now. It was all-time low 10.8 or something like that. And I don't know, of course, we're keeping all of our waterways at Winter Pool, as far as I'm concerned, but water levels at areas like the Fork of Deer, I don't know, some of those places like that. What are you hearing from West Tennessee talk about the drought situation?
Yeah, certainly water levels being low in the Mississippi are going to that's going to play some factor on some of our WMAs.
Yes,
because that river water level really does impact our ability to get water on those areas, and especially flooding some of those backwater river systems. So, we're hoping for the best. We're hoping that we get, as we come into the season, again, temper your expectations. Look, the areas that have water.
Try that. Did he just say temper your expectations?
Man, come on. I say that all the time.
Hey, I saw the movie Great Expectation. I thought they were talking about duck hunters. I thought that was the classic. But we know that those areas that have water, they're going to do better than obviously the areas that don't have water. So it might be tough for some folks who can't get water onto their property. I feel pretty good about a lot of our management areas because, we do on several of our management areas, we have wells and we're able to put some water on those areas. But those that rely on backwater flooding, it might be a little tough initially, but I'm feeling good about the fact that there's some precipitation happening up north. It's putting water in the system, and it's going to send it down the system, and eventually, because we're coming into the rainy season. Yeah, well, we know that more than likely it usually is. I mean, I think December with the tornado hit Reelfoot Lake. There's a lot of rain in that, so there's a lot of things coming along this thing. But at the same time, Frank Barton, of course, living in Marion over there, we've talked about the low river, and things are popping up like cars and everything like that, with different objects. But at the same time, those tributary that it's not any rain that we get here that affects that river. It's all the big rain from up north. And John just got back from Texas. Tell him what you told us, John. What kind of hunt did you have in Texas?
Well, Jamie, I said Texas has really seen a huge migration, and I think it's because the Midwest is very dry. So those birds just overflew it and went straight down to the coast. And the hunting is fantastic. I was down in the bay outside of Rockport, Texas, and I haven't seen widgeons like that in many, many years. They were down there in mass. I heard the redheads just got there by the thousands 3 days ago. Man. So, I think the Texas coastal guys are going to have an incredible season, all delayed by the fact that there just wasn't any water between here and there.
Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. The other thing you got to remember, too, guys, is that's good for the system. It's good for wetland systems to occasionally get low and dry out and consolidate the sediments and the mud and things like that. So it's not the end of the world that things are dry, and we know they're going to get wet again. And just hopefully it gets wetter a little bit sooner, so that way it has less of an impact on our duck hunting.
Well, Jamie, we appreciate you, buddy, taking time to be with us on Outdoors with Larry Ray. You're always accessible. Appreciate that.
Thanks.
Good hunting to you, and keep being really. I'm no longer depressed. I know that I've heard it from Jamie that we're all optimistic now. So you've improved all of our spirits in this room. Okay. All right.
Oh well, then I hate to say that now I don't think we're going to do very good with widgeon and redhead.
Okay. Thank you, Jamie.
Based on what I just heard about Texas.
All right. Thank you, Jamie. It's time for you to leave.
All
now.
right. All right.
Thank you, Jamie. All right, buddy. Talk to you. Thank you.
Yeah. Take it easy,
right.
guys.
Jamie Fetterson, TWRA Waterfowl Coordinator. And, Buck, you've been keeping up with this for a long time, basically through contacts and things along that line, but that doesn't keep you at home on that opening day, right?
No, hey, let me tell you something. I always told people that if they reduce the season down to 3 days and 1 duck a day,
yes,
I'd still do all the same. I'm gonna go. I love it.
And I think Frank, you agree with that, right, Frank?
I'll be there. I don't know if I got any ducks put this afternoon, but I'll be there.
Yeah,
he'll be there.
Yeah, I mean,
my dog too.
The dogs are ready, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The dogs are born ready, right? So that's the main thing. All right, let's take a break. We're not going to talk FISHING on this next segment. Okay, I'm not even going to say the word. I did spell it right, I think. I'm not really for sure.
You can tell us whether they're biting if you want to.
No. We're not doing that. We're going to take a little break, talk a little chronic wasting disease with the TWRA, Sonia Mongo, and then we'll come back and we'll talk. What Frank Barton is closely about is the Sultana on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, VanDam Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey everyone, it's Shelby here. You're now listening to the best of Outdoors with Larry Ray, celebrating the voice, the passion, and a tribute to the man who shared his love of the outdoors and community.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And while we're rolling along here as we come up close to the top of the hour, but going to talk
stay in Missouri.
Yeah, we're going to stay in Missouri, Ava, Missouri, and we just got through talking to the Sarah Pauley, who's director of Missouri Department of Conservation. Thank goodness Jeff Sprague is not Missouri. He's in Point, Texas.
He's Texas.
Yeah, so we're going to talk some more fishing. That's why you hear that that voice of Ron Wong sleeping in as he does on this Saturday morning. He should be.
Good morning, everybody.
And he's excited about the next guest, as we are too, because this young man has done some things that a lot of kids out there are dreaming about, and they're probably thinking, "I want to be Cody Huff someday." And he might have thought he wanted to be Cody Huff someday because he is Cody Huff. Good morning, Cody.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thank you for having me on.
Glad to have you on today, buddy. And life is fast for Cody Huff out of Ava, Missouri. I know not only being a student at Bethel, but also in the Toyota Series tournament. Recently won at Table Rock. Well, I'm familiar with Table Rock. Ron, I know you're familiar with Table Rock.
Yes, I am.
And to thank Cody, we're just happy for you, buddy. Talk about it, because to do what you did in Branson recently at Table Rock in the Abu Garcia College Fishing Circuit, that's who you are as you compete for Bethel. But at the same time, here in the 3-day Toyota Series at Table Rock, 3-day total, man. 15 bass weighing 46.4, and congratulations.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, guys. It was a super fun tournament. I got to fish extremely deep all week and kind of found my own little niche out there and doing something a little bit different than a lot of guys, and got lucky and ended up finding the right one.
There ain't no luck, Cody. Is that right, Ron? I mean, he's a deep water fisherman, man. You ought to fish offshore someplace. I mean,
Cody, you talk about deep water fishing. You are one of the, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And bass fishermen are about 2 years behind the time. But you are using live scope now.
Yeah.
Is that to talk to us about finding your fish and being able to catch them? Because not all fish you can find, you can catch.
Right. No, it's that live scope's absolutely changed the entire game of deep fishing. I mean, of all fishing, but especially deep fishing. I caught my fish this week from 35 all the way to the deepest being 90 feet deep.
Golly.
And, I mean, you could see these schools of fish swimming around eating bait. And
amazing.
I mean, it was as precise as you could see. I mean, you could see which direction the fish were swimming, and you can flip your bait out there, and if you let them just right, you could make it land right in front of them, and man, the whole school would just get all fired up and start eating.
Just let it hop once or twice. That's all it took. I mean,
a lot of times they would jump on it as soon as it got within sight of them.
Oh man, and Ron, why wasn't that there when we were kids, Ron? I mean, well, you know, we're sitting there looking at those electronic devices that we thought were really important.
Yeah, we watched orange lights on on a rotary.
Yeah, look what.
Finder.
Oh, Cody, you were born. We were born too late and everything, but that's just amazing. And the equipment there, and you've taken it now. How old are you now, Cody? 104. What are you now?
23. I
23. Did you hear that, Ron? We can't even turn his numbers backwards and equal us twice. You know, I mean,
that's the way it is. You know, Cody, you can't do this all by yourself, but your family really supports you doing
they sure
what
do. Yeah.
They do, don't you? Because I know your mom
I couldn't ask for anything better.
Yeah. So what did it sink in after this win? What did this win mean to you? I mean, because, you beat some pretty good guys there, and what's it going to mean to your career? Because you're looking ahead. You're such a busy kid. I hate to say kid. No, you're such a busy young adult. I will put that in there.
He's won 2 of these.
He's won 2 of them. Ron, come on now. This is so talk about this tournament and what's next and what's your goals.
See, this one was special to me. Just getting to win at home.
At home,
that's always great. Everybody loves to be able to win on your own home waters. So that was awesome. First of all. But I don't know, this fishing all the Toyotas this year, it ended up qualifying me for the Major League Fishing Big 5 tour next year. So it's definitely looking like that may be a possibility. I'm kind of looking at going and fishing with them, just kind of trying to weigh all my options right now.
Well, you're also representing your school too. I mean,
I just got finished up at school, so now I'm on to other stuff besides college fishing.
Are you really? So you finished up then? We can we can say four.
Now, do you have any championships where you'll be representing Bethel next year from this year?
I think I'm going to get to fish the FLW National Championship as long as nothing ends up conflicting. I didn't get to fish the Bassmaster National Championship this year because it was on the same date as an Open.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping I get to fish the FLW.
Well, it helps. How far now is Ava from? How far were you to Table Rock? How far is that?
It's about an hour.
Oh, bless your heart! You had to drive an hour. That's
I did.
That's pretty tough with those things. Poor Ron there, he was trying to keep up with everybody up there, and when he was up in Branson and that area there. But talk about what you were using, because I know Ron's going to ask you that, because I know I've got one of those Johnny Marr signature rods I have myself that I got as a gift, and that added to it. And then also, man, you're doing some other stuff in there. Talk about fishing deep like that, because I'm still blown away by that. Because you'd won it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You won it Toledo Bend, right? Is that right? Did you win it?
Yeah.
So you
sure did.
So you've gone from Toledo Bend to Table Rock. And Ron, those 2 lakes, I've been
on 2 different kind of fishing.
I've been on both of those, and there's you're talking about different. So
well, it ended up working out awesome. No, I actually ended up, I was fishing very, very similar in both tournaments. And I used the same rod and reel, same setup, kind of the same attack. That's just kind of my go-to deep water attack. I use like a 6/8 Johnny Moore Signature Series rod.
Yeah. With
a platinum reel, and I always use a really fast gear ratio. I use an 8:3-to-1 gear ratio, so you can cover you can pick up a lot of line fast.
Well, you said.
And that.
Go ahead.
That medium heavy rod, it seems to really make a difference. Because I ended up catching them on a Rapala ice jig.
Yes, yeah.
And if you've ever looked at that bait, it's got funky hooks on it, so you have to really have the perfect setup.
Yeah.
To have a good landing ratio.
Well, I know you said in there, and Ron, watch it. I'm really glad this tournament wasn't a couple more days, because I caught them all off new stuff. I scrapped everything I had around 10 or 11 on Saturday and just had to go fishing.
That's what it ended up being on day 3, and I ended up I caught him the last day on a little 2.8-inch swim bait, actually on a half-ounce head, pretty heavy head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I found some big smallmouth that were just suspended.
Yeah.
They pulled out in the middle of the creeks, and they were only about 10 or 15 feet down.
Wow.
But they were suspended over 100 feet of water up there eating shad. And they were just singles and doubles, and I just I milled around out there in the middle of the creek, looked like I was lost at sea, and picked off a few here and there.
Well, I know.
But there again, Cody.
Yeah.
That was because of live scope. You were able to do that.
Yes, I could see everyone.
It's amazing. And what about the Toyota City Championship on Lake Cumberland, Cody?
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for that tournament.
I hope so. It's $235,000. I mean,
that's right.
I can't even say it won't even roll off my mouth. So talk. So.
That's going to be another Clearwater tournament, and it could definitely be one deep. So I mean, that's.
It's in your wheelhouse.
I like to hear.
It's in your wheelhouse, you said. And what is your wheelhouse? 300 feet deep? I mean, I'm just wondering how deep we got to go.
If my Garmin will show him that deep, I'll fish for him.
He'll go for him. Again, hey, we're talking to Cody Huff of Ava, Missouri. He won the recent Toyota Cities tournament on Table Rock, 3-day total of 15 bass, weighing almost 50 pounds. And he picked up some pocket change there, but the real money is ahead, Cody. And I know Ron, and I appreciate you taking time on your crazy schedule and everything. I know when I talked to you earlier in the week, did you buy the truck, Cody?
We're still working on that.
Okay, work on that truck. I have a 2000 Silverado if you need one. Okay, so I think you can handle that. What color is that truck going to be?
I'm not sure yet. Tell you the truth, haven't decided.
It's not going to be purple, is it? So I want to make sure.
I don't believe it is. I think I've got all that left behind me.
Okay,
I don't think I need any more of that.
I do know that the new truck will be wrapped.
It'll be wrapped.
Yeah.
When we talk about that, Cody, wraps. Like I was talking about earlier, you've got your family support unit.
Yeah.
But you also have your product support unit, people that are your sponsors.
Yeah.
At your age, you're 22 years old. Who are some of your sponsors?
Man, I've had some awesome stuff. I've got to meet some really great people that work with all these companies. And this year, Bass Pro Shops and Rapala and Nitro and all those guys are really, really stepping up big time. And I'm still working on a few other deals that are still coming together. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet, but
they're coming.
They're coming with some other great companies, and
you're going to get them.
I'm super blessed to get to work with all of them.
Well, Cody, we appreciate you being on the Outdoors of Larry Ray this morning, and go get them on Lake Cumberland, okay, buddy? And we'll talk to you down the road again, all right?
All righty, guys. Sounds great. Thanks for having me.
All right, let's take a break, and we're going to talk some more fishing, but we're fishing for crappie. Oh, I love to talk about crappie. I love
big ones, too.
Oh, big crappie. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, VanDam Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey everyone, it's Shelby here. You're now listening to the best of Outdoors with Larry Ray, celebrating the voice, the passion, and a tribute to the man who shared his love of the outdoors and community.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we close out today's show, and one of those unique shows, I think. And what better way to close out the show is to spend two segments talking about Hero Hunt. And we just talked to Jeff about the working part of what this organization does. And Ron is Wong being here too has been able to listen to this. Well, we're going to talk about a participant, a man who has participated in the hunt and has seen it as where it is now, and maybe where it's gone, where it's come from, and that's Pablo Adina.
Yes, sir.
And Pablo, you again are from
Clarksville, Tennessee.
And did you grow up in Clarksville?
No, sir, I did not. I grew up along the West Coast, and basically my family told me that I had 90 days to either get a job, go to school, or join the military, but I had to get out of the house.
So you joined the military?
So I joined the military.
Okay, what did you join?
I joined the Army.
All right, how long were you in the Army?
I was in just shy of 22 years.
22 years?
Yes, sir. I was very blessed.
Talk about your service for your country. Where have you been?
I've been all over the world. Got to Germany, Korea, all over the United States. I've served 2 tours in Iraq. I served a tour in Afghanistan, and right before I completed my 2022, I did a last tour in Kuwait.
Wow. Okay, so our the experience of the military. Talk about your experience in Hero Hunt when you heard about it, and you do qualify.
Yes, sir, I do. I actually
get up on that microphone now, Pablo.
My wife actually got me involved into it.
Turn it around toward him.
I
always blame it on the wife.
That's
okay,
right.
Well, what's her name?
Charlene.
Okay, Charlene. Good for you, Charlene. Keep going.
She got me involved in it. I was kind of in a rut with my life, and I was just sitting on my couch after getting out of the military, and I needed to get out, and she saw that more than I did, and she put my name in through Hero Hunt, and the next thing I know, I believe it was Joe that called me and told me, hey, we got a hunt this weekend out in, at that weekend it was Enterprise. Mm-hmm. And so I went out there and...
Enterprise? Where?
Enterprise out by Chattanooga.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, Enterprise.
Yeah. All right.
And I've been blessed enough to start coming to multiple hunts. I came out last year. Also came out here to Jimmy
Moscow.
German's place, and I got to meet Jimmy German. And by the way, that man gives a lot.
He does.
For what he does for these heroes, for all of us, is amazing.
Now, were you an outdoors person before or while you were in the military?
Well, he was outdoors.
I kind of had to. I kind of had to, whether I liked it or not. I mean, that was my whole job.
Did you hunt or fish, or did you?
Not really. I did it growing up as a kid, but I didn't really do so much in the military.
Okay, so this all came to you afterwards, then?
Yes, after my life-changing event.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
You know, I had to take a hard look at what I was going to do with my life and figure it out. And you know, this has been a great experience ever since. And
how long ago was that? When was your first one?
My first hunt was last year.
Last year was your first hunt.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The organization itself, were you knew nothing about it? I mean,
I knew absolutely nothing about it. My wife, like I said, my wife was tired of me sitting on my backside. And
well, talk about your experience then as a first timer.
The first timer I went out, I didn't know anybody, and it was kind
of
better. It was odd, but by the end of the hunt, I became really good friends with 3 tight, real core guys.
Yeah,
and we get together and we talk and we joke, and I mean, it's just really a chance for us, the camaraderie. That's what we all miss when we leave the military or leave first responders, is that camaraderie, and it's hard to explain to somebody that doesn't understand that. But you go out there and you can, let's hope they have thick skins, because we crack on each other.
You do crack on each other.
And we take it to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fun to watch.
So what were you in the Army?
I was in the infantry.
In the infantry.
Yes, sir, I was.
And so when you retired, what rank were you?
I retired as a first sergeant.
You did?
E8.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Jeff, when you hear Pablo's story, is that typical of some of the heroes that come to this event?
Mr. Larry, to be honest, every one of these heroes, in my eyes, they're all special.
Yeah.
They're people that I want to be around. It is so amazing the friendships that I have made over the years working with these people. These are some of the closest friends I've got.
Are you still in the car business?
I am still in the car business.
As the son of a car salesman myself, I can relate to that, okay? Because my dad did that. And Pablo, have you killed a deer before in your life? When you
once, and it was many years prior.
Once, many years ago.
Yes.
So when you show up at this farm, You did see deer, right?
Yeah. Yes. There's deer out there.
Okay, there's deer out there.
Deer out there.
So it inspires you on these different kind of things.
Yes.
So there are probably people listening this morning to this show that may be in that same circumstance. We're right here. Millington is right outside here. There's many retired Navy men in here are listening to this, and they may think, well, I just don't have anything to do. What advice do you give to them?
I would say the first step of any journey is the hardest step.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
And you just have to get out there and put yourself out there a little bit.
That's right.
You weren't in your comfort zone, were you?
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah.
I tell my wife all the time I don't even like people that much, but I went to it. So
you kind of learned that in the military, though.
You do.
Do not like people. You really do.
Look, there's a reason for that.
Yeah,
there's
you
a
get
reason.
your core group of friends, and
That's
you
right.
you keep your distance with others.
But absolutely.
Everybody out there, we all have our different stories. We all have our different backgrounds.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the good part is coming. Like I said, we can come in. We all know we have thick skins, and it doesn't matter whether you're Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines.
Makes no difference.
No.
Coast Guard, police, whatever.
No, whatever. Any first responder.
Exactly.
You have to have a different mental attitude than a regular person, if you will.
Yes. It's something that we all know, and we've all grown. I hate to say, for lack of a better term, we grew up with. But I mean, that's what it was. I mean, by the time that I retired from the military, I'd spend more time in the military than I had spent
Pablo,
out of it.
Getting out, going on a hunting trip or going on a fishing trip, how does that really, really help you? You know, people don't understand being able to focus on something else, but
I would say the looking forward to it. There's a little anticipation, a little on edge, but actually once you get into the program, the actual getting out there and you look forward to it. So it's like, hey, I got 2 weeks till I'm out there hunting.
There you go.
I got a week till I'm out fishing.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it's also a chance to get out there and meet and talk with our friends, guys that we haven't seen for
share with one another.
And commune and just be ourselves. And it's not anything that we have to do anything that's hard. It's just we can actually be ourselves, and we don't have to keep make sure we're not going to hurt anybody's feelings.
Right. Well, I appreciate all three of y'all being here. Stan, thank you for putting this together. It's been a meaningful 30 minutes here on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and I'm just thankful that Jeff, there's somebody like you and that Joe and Jim who have kept this thing going, and Pablo, thank you for doing it, and the cook is an important person. Don't ever let thing let go on that. So,
but thank you for having us out, and if there's anybody out there that we really need sponsorships,
yes.
So if anybody's out there and this story has touched them, please get a hold of Jeff or get a hold of us through the website, and Jeff will give that website
We'll
out
have that information posted on LROutdoors.com,
Perfect.
my
Thank
website, too. Before we get out of here, I want to get a quick report from the blind, and who better to talk to this morning
the blind
than is my man Frank Barton. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Larry.
Well,
it's been a very good morning.
Well,
that's good.
You have water, right?
We've had water and had water for quite some time, and that's been reason for the success.
And ducks, you got ducks.
A lot of birds right now still in the area, and they're still flying right now. So we have a few to finish out a limit, and with the folks we got out there.
Are you hunting with your buddies? Can I say
let's see,
is your regular crew?
Yeah, in the blind with us this morning, I've got Don Brawley.
Okay.
My son Franklin.
All right.
My grandson Franklin.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yes. Yeah.
And myself. So.
All right. And you're hunting. Where are you hunting today?
We're in Lansing.
Okay.
In Lansing Bottoms.
All right. Now, so can I call you next week to get a report? Is that okay?
Oh, sure.
Okay, we'll talk to you on next week's show.
We should be good.
All right, buddy. I appreciate you, and as I said, good luck. Okay, be safe.
Thank
all right.
Thank you very much.
All right, Frank Barton. Okay, let me before we get out of here real quickly, to tell you about next week's show. It will be Fifth Saturday, which means Gene Smith, Charlie Covington. We got the only radio show with our own poet laureate. And Charlie will have a poem next week. I don't listen to him until he does them. Dave Gabbert's going to come down and join us, too.
Oh, wow.
He's going to be in studio, and we're going to talk to John David Santee. Did you meet John David at Seopa? He is quite a Mid-South hunter. Big Ole Miss man. I thought you might like to know that. Young man, and he's killed a big buck. Wow, that's a big buck. And talk to him, and the one, the only, Cornbread is coming in. Cornbread is coming in. Johnny Cornbread Warren is going to talk about real foot duck hunting. That's all on next week's Outdoors with Larry Ray. Again, Ron, thank you for being with us as always,
It's been a real joy. I have to tell you, the fastest 90-minute in outdoor radio.
It's gone, hasn't it?
It's gone, and what a great show, and to listen to the heroes.
Pretty good.
Very, very impressive. Hero Hunt is an organization that I hope everybody will think about and try to help them out.
Well, we're going to do the best we can on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Shelby McCall, thank you. I don't know what your says on your sweatshirt, but that's okay with me. We'll talk about that on next week's show.
She's the best.
She is, yeah. All right. This is Larry Ray reminding you to do each and every week. It doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And
God bless the USA.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, VanDam Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey everyone, it's Shelby here. You're now listening to the best of Outdoors with Larry Ray, celebrating the voice, the passion, and a tribute to the man who shared his love of the outdoors and community.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. I hope you had your pen and pencil or whatever it might have been to take all that information about where to catch fish. Because everywhere you turn around, you'll probably see Ron Wong. This bonus Wong, he's with us. Bill Cooksey, glad to have you aboard out of Jackson, Tennessee. And I know you guys have heard of the two organizations that we might talk about, formerly the Quality Deer Management Association, the National Deer Alliance. But earlier this month, those two organizations came together and formed a new nonprofit organization, and we're really glad to have on Outdoors with Larry Ray, the National Deer Association. And speaking to us right now is Lindsey Thomas Jr. He is the Chief Communications Officer for the National Deer Association. Good morning, Lindsey.
Good morning, Larry. How are y'all?
We are doing great, and let's talk about this because I know both of the formation of this. What was the basis of this, and tell us how you got involved in it.
Well, I've been here at this organization since it was for 17 years, joined when it was the Quality Deer Management Association.
Yes.
And then about 5 years ago, you may recall, this QDMA helped form the National Deer Alliance.
Yes, I remember.
Created it.
Yes.
It came about from a call for an umbrella group to help bring together various deer hunting groups to work for deer. And so we created it. It was out there for maybe 5 years, building a name for itself in the policy arena and working on chronic waste and disease, a lot of other issues. And then this year, just through circumstance, we were looking for a CEO for QDMA. We were talking to Nick Pinizzotto, who was the president and CEO of the National Deer Alliance.
Yes.
And the idea was proposed. Rather than swapping CEOs, what if we reunited these groups and brought them together and sort of bring the strengths of each together under one roof? And the more we talked about it, the more everybody got excited about the idea and realized it really was an opportunity for synergy and efficiency and greater effectiveness for deer hunters and for the deer resource. Yeah. And so that's it. And it's taken some work, but we have unified. We are now the National Deer Association and going forward as one team.
Got a new name, new logo, a new vision, I'm assuming. And you're coming along here at a very, how would we put it here, some trying times in our nation as far as COVID, but also chronic wasting disease. And you mentioned that in there. Will you guys be in that loop as we sought to take care of these areas that have CWD? Is that on y'all's agenda too?
Absolutely, Larry. And I'll tell you this, we've already spent the last several weeks in a strategic planning process. At the same time we were trying to figure, things like name and logo and basics, we were already delving deep into who do we want to be and what do we really need to focus on.
Yeah.
That strategic plan ended up with 4 focus areas that will define what we work most on behalf of deer and deer hunters. And one of those 4 is diseases.
Yes.
Now that, of course, primarily will mean CWD, but it may not always. Hemorrhagic disease, and there are others as well. There are other concerns for the health of deer populations, but primarily when we say diseases, I can guarantee you most of that work is going to be dealing with CWD because of the dangerous nature of that and the threat that it really does pose to the future of deer hunting.
And Bill Cooksey, Bill's been involved in conservation through it, and Bill works for a nonprofit organization. Bill, I know there's challenges always for nonprofit, particularly in these times. As you hear Lindsey talk, you can hear the passion in his voice. From your point of view as a nonprofit yourself, these are not the easiest times, are they, Bill?
Oh, they're brutal. Especially for those nonprofits who their finances are member driven.
Yes.
Like with banquets and that sort of thing, like a Ducks Unlimited, that sort of thing. It's rough out there, but it's rough in general. I mean, you can't get boots on the ground because of travel restrictions. You can't get together and meet. It's a very, very challenging time in conservation, and that's putting it mildly.
And Lindsey, you hear that? So you guys have formed this plan. Now the next thing to do is try to put it in place in a trying time.
Yeah, Bill's right. It's difficult for every group out there in the nonprofit conservation world. We've had to make changes. I mean, in some ways, we've capitalized on that. COVID has forced us to reboot some of the ways that we do business and raise money. And in some ways, we looked at that and said, why weren't we doing this all along? Mm-hmm. Why wasn't online fundraising a bigger part of what we were doing?
Yeah.
So we are going to be forced to move away from the old banquet model. And I think it's a good thing. It will allow us to diversify what we're doing, to be more flexible. And therefore, when the next crisis comes along, like COVID, it'll be, we'll be more adaptable to that if we diversify the ways we fundraise. Certainly, it affects the boots on the ground efforts too. This COVID thing is going to be a setback in the fight against CWD because there's less monitoring going on. State agencies are less able to man check stations, and many of the testing requirements have now gone back to voluntary instead of mandatory to help hunters stay healthy themselves. But it's going to be a setback. So in many ways, it's not all going to be. We're not going to be able to turn all of this to the positive for us. But hopefully we'll be coming out of this soon, and we want to be on a financially sound basis and ready to roll.
And so you're reaching out right now because we know I'm a deer hunter. Okay, I love deer hunting. Okay, and I know that deer hunters make up a great population portion of the population, particularly in Tennessee, particularly in other areas, Alabama and things like that, where deer hunters. So right now, your main goal is to organize all these vast number of hunters to support what you guys are trying to do, right?
Yes, that's right. We all know it that there's a lot of different kinds of wildlife conservation and important wildlife species in North America that we all love, but deer carry all of that on their back.
They do.
They are the backbone of the hunting industry and conservation because as we know, if you go out there and talk to hunters, the vast majority of them, if you ask them what's the primary species you hunt, it's deer. That doesn't mean that turkeys and elk and grouse and any other species is less important, just that we have to look to deer especially to ensure the future and health of conservation and the funding that goes to our agencies through things like the Pittman-Robertson Act. That's a species. It is the keystone species in wildlife conservation in North America.
So how are you doing this? You have a website. You have things going on right now. How do people get involved in the new organization, the National Deer Association?
Well, through our website, much of the infrastructure will remain the same. As I said before, what we see this as is sort of moving the different strengths of the two organizations under one roof. So the old network of volunteers and branches in our communities, our grassroots network is still there. Our volunteers are still with us. We've worked very hard to maintain communication with them through this transition process, make sure that they are on board and have what they need and know that we need them going forward. But we want to grow that. We want to grow our grassroots efforts and volunteer base. But if you don't know anything about either of the groups that formed us, QDMA or the National Deer Alliance, go to deerassociation.com. That is our new web address, deerassociation.com, and find out what you can do to get involved through our branch network, join as a member and support us. One of the things that we've worked hard on this year in the transition process is being as financially efficient as we possibly can. We've always done that well. We've for several years in a row had a 4-star rating from Charity Navigator, which is an independent group that rates charities on how efficiently they spend their members' support and donations. But we want to be stronger than that. There's ways that we can save, that we can spend that money more efficiently and make sure even more of that funding is going into deer conservation. So join as a member and rest assured that money will be going toward deer conservation, and get involved with us in a number of other ways. But through the website is the best place to start.
Well, I know you folks out there. We know QDMA has been a guest on this show many times as we've talked to a lot of those different people. Lindsey, thank you for being on us with Outdoors with Larry Ray, and give them that website one more time. You got to beat it in their heads this Saturday morning, Lindsey. What is it again?
Deerassociation.com.
That's it. It's simple as that. And we'll have all this posted on our website, lroutdoors.com also. Lindsey Thomas, thank you, man. Have a great weekend, and we'll stay in touch, okay?
All right. You do the same. Take care.
All right. Let's take a break. Come right back, and now we'll switch to fishing. And Ron will be back with us. Bill, hang on. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, VanDam Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey everyone, it's Shelby here. You're now listening to the best of Outdoors with Larry Ray, celebrating the voice, the passion, and a tribute to the man who shared his love of the outdoors and community.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. We close out today's show. Moving into our 18th year on the air, and one of our favorite guests over the years. He's, I don't want to say he's aged with the show, but he has, and so have I, as I've aged with the show. We all have. Yeah, well, we're not going to get into age or anything, even though we had a birthday in October, but one of our favorite guests, part of the Strike King family, I don't know, maybe since day one, I don't know, but we don't really have to say his whole name. We just say KVD, but you fishermen and all you other fans know that Kevin VanDam has a passion, and he shows it no matter whether he's on competition or whether he's on TV or whatever, and we're really happy on Outdoors with Larry Ray to have Kevin VanDam. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, man.
Thank you for being part of our Thanksgiving weekend Outdoors with Larry Ray here on ESPN 790, and I was talking to Kevin before we came on the air. As you look back, Kevin, over the years, and you were that young pup starting out back then, What does Thanksgiving mean for Kevin VanDam and his family?
Well, you know what? We're a really close-knit family, and it's something that we don't take for granted for any means. You know, I get to make a living doing something I love, but you know, we try to get together, and it was kind of a little bit different for us this year. You know, my mom and dad usually spend the winters in Florida.
Yeah.
You know, my mom's always been one of my biggest fans, and you know, about a month ago she had to have a triple bypass.
Oh.
So she's been going through some health issues and that. So she's doing good, and so normally, like I said, they're in Florida for Thanksgiving. By then, they leave about mid-November. They try to beat the ice and snow out of Michigan. And, but they're here, so we had Thanksgiving at our house this year. And
and Jack,
we've got a big family. A lot of them were in the South, but you know, we at least got to have Mom and Dad at my house for a change.
That's great. Nice. And I guess Jackson, Nicholas, Sherry, and all of y'all. Thanksgiving, I imagine for the VanDam family. Particularly when you get to all the rest of them out there, it's part of your life, and what a busy life. Talk about.
Yeah, it is. You know, it is. I mean, this is the time of the year when I try to wind down a little bit, get some hunting in. You know, it's deer season here in Michigan.
Yeah.
You know, opens on the 15th and goes through the 30th, so it's always on Thanksgiving. Of course, it's a huge time of the year for, you know, getting ready for Christmas shopping, you know, Black Friday, and it kind of continues on through the weekend. So big deal for Bass Pro Shops, which is, you know, I've been with them since day one too. And, you know, every outdoorsman, they're looking for new tackle and new gear. So, I mean, it's a great time to, you know, to get after that and get some new equipment and things like that. I mean, nobody does it better. And of course, there too, you can see Santa and all that.
We see your replica all over the place. So we know you and that guy named Dance. You know, you walk in the Bass Pro. There's Kevin waving at me and Dance waving at me.
Yep.
I was in the Gulf Shore. Go ahead.
Especially there at the Pyramid. In
That's
your
right.
backyard
Yeah.
there. I mean, that's a heck of a awesome place. You know what I love about that?
What do you love about it?
Store more than anything is I like to duck hunt. I've got a good buddy that's got a great place in Kansas that we try to hunt every year. And that place has the best duck hunting selection, all the gear and all the you just don't see. I mean, you can go in a normal store and they got a lot, but there, man, with the DU Ducks Unlimited display and all that there, it's incredible. Of course, there's nothing like riding the elevator and listening to Bill Dance either.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I just got back from the beach, and I walk in the convenience store in Mobile, and guess who's in there? Nick Saban. He's standing right there.
My goodness!
No, it's not him. It's a cutout. But look, that's like him. You know, I'm saying, holding up a Dr. Pepper. You know, like that. Hey, we're talking to Kevin VanDam, and I know Kevin. Talk a little bit about Major League Fishing. I mean, you're part of that spinoff and everything like that. You've had a wonderful career in so many facets. Talk about Major League Fishing in 2019 for Kevin VanDam.
Yeah, well, Major League Fishing has definitely grown since its inception, and it's very popular. It's really been made for TV, and this year, you know, it's expanded, and they're having a whole new tour, which is actually Bass Pro is the title sponsor, so it's called the Bass Pro Tour, and so that series is kicking off this January. We actually start in Florida.
Yeah,
the first event, and it's an 80 angler field, for the tour, and of course we still have the Cup events and the World Championship, all the other things that you're used to seeing if you're a Major League Fishing fan. But the unique thing about the tour is that all the events are that Major League Fishing format. Where you got an official in the boat and the fish are weighed right there on the spot.
Catch and release.
The results are immediate, and everybody kind of knows what's going on. So it's pretty exciting. It's a real interesting time in the world of professional bass fishing.
Isn't it?
From that standpoint, I mean, it's lot of interest. High school and collegiate fishing is just exploding all over the country too, and so it's just kind of the natural progression. So it's going to be going to be interesting. A lot of new things this year, but there's going to be a ton of live coverage. Live streaming for those events. You can watch it. You can watch it live on the water, plus a ton of television around it too. So it's going to be on. Like we're going to have Major League Fishing on 6 different networks this year. So
wow.
So you're going to be able to see it a lot. It's exciting to see the sport of fishing grow the way that it has. You talk about reminiscing over the years.
Yeah.
From the beginning when I started, I've started 28 years of it full time now. So this will be my 29th season that we're kicking off.
Yeah.
A lot of changes over that time, and I've had a lot of great memories.
Well, I can remember that.
A lot of cool things.
Yeah, and you've done a lot of cool things, and I know that you're living the dream. The competitiveness is still there, right, Kevin?
Yeah, I've been doing it so long. It sure doesn't. It just is crazy to think that to me. I mean, it sure doesn't seem like that at all by any means. But I have a lot of fun with it. I'm very competitive, no doubt. I love that. I love the competition. I mean, that's what really motivates me, and it's what drives the industry too. Competition's good at all levels, and it makes everybody better. And this year is going to be one of those years that really proves that.
It is.
You see all the different leagues are doing exceptionally well. Bass fishing's stronger and bigger than it's ever been. So it's going to be exciting to see. For this younger generation, I got two boys that are in the college fishing scene now.
Yes.
And,
oh wow, cool.
That's amazing.
There's a lot of young guys and gals getting into it now, and so man, it's exciting to see so much emphasis placed on fishing and the outdoors, and the awareness for conservation and so many, so much in this day and age. It's good to see people getting out and actually enjoying the outdoors instead of just sitting behind the TV or playing video games.
Well, I know that the twins, if I'm not mistaken, at Grand Valley State, is that right? Is that where they're going to school and going to be fishing there? And I look back on some of these things as we talked to Kevin VanDam. Tell us about we couldn't do without Strike King. Mention Strike King and your relationship with them, Kevin.
Yeah, so Strike King and I go way back. I love being able to design the baits that I fish with. And the great thing about Strike King is across the board in the company, everybody's a fisherman.
That's right.
They understand what we go through at the competitive level, and that the little things make a difference. So, whether you're talking about, the guys that work in marketing, or the guys that work in product development, or the guys that work in just packaging or shipping, and upper management to the people that sweep the floors, they all love the bass fish, and they get it. And it's just a unique culture. My relationship with Strike King goes way beyond a sponsorship or a business relationship. I mean, we're really good friends. And the company's changed a lot over the years, but again, that mentality and the culture that's there, it's pro driven. We've got the best pro team in the industry, by far.
No doubt about it.
That's what drives the company. I mean, it's not a hard formula for success, but it's really hard to put together a team and a group like that. We build baits that catch fish and provide them to the anglers at a very fair value, for a really high quality piece. And that's what people want to do, man, is you want to go out there and have baits you have a lot of confidence in that you can go out and catch fish.
I think you're the first professional bass fisherman that recognized the guy that sweeps the floor as part of the team, and at Strike King. But that is a
lot of truth there.
There's a lot of truth there, in doing that. But, Kevin, thank you, buddy, for being with us on Outdoors with Larry Ray. You've been very gracious. It seems to me like back in 1990 was yesterday. And you were breaking your teeth, and over 300 tournaments later, we're both still living, okay? So that's good. That's a good sign. So stay in touch. Tell everybody in your family hello. Thanks, Sherry. And, of course, I got to throw in the thanks for Blake Tabb, the good folks at Source Outdoor that do a wonderful job of helping me get these interviews. And we will stay in touch with you, buddy, and talk to you next year, okay?
You bet. Sounds good. You guys have a great Christmas.
All right, thanks. All right, Kevin VanDam, one of the best.
He really is down to earth. And, a lot of people don't know.
$6.6 million.
Another,
that's a little more
of money. But
that's his winnings.
That includes endorsements.
Yeah.
Another part of him is he's into community service. Him and his family.
Oh,
he's big into community service.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's a busy group of people.
All right, first Saturday is next week. It's hard to believe, but we will be first Saturday. That means Dave Gabbert will be in, and Gene Smith. I just talked to Gene the other day.
Saw him the other day.
Yes.
Looking good.
Looking good. His wife, Vicki, prayer still with her as she recovers from surgery. But we'll be in next Saturday. Shelby McCall taking care of us. Bill Cooksey, have a great holiday this weekend. Do a great job at that place you're going to later that we weren't supposed to mention, but you are going.
I am going.
Head
Have
over.
Fun.
Head over to Stuttgart,
Hope
folks.
to see some of the folks over there.
Yeah, and Ron, you be careful, okay?
I'll try.
You going to the Egg Bowl?
No.
I mean, you went to the Egg Bowl.
Yes, I did.
And?
But it's all good. I always have a good time.
Yeah.
I always have a good time, and
I almost forgot and thought it was today.
You know what? Because today is college football day, typically. And that's
luckily my season's over.
And the good thing is I get to go fishing here in about 5 minutes.
And, Bill, how are you going to watch Vanderbilt in Tennessee while you're in Stuttgart?
Well, last time, Judge, it was the same deal, and they kept me updated on
they
scores.
did?
Yeah.
Well, get on Twitter and follow one.
Well, I'm not allowed to have a phone.
No, he can't have a phone. No.
Never mind.
So the ladies outside kept a phone refreshing the score and plays, and they would come tell me whenever there was anything in it.
Oh, that's right.
Well, we'll leave on that thought.
You the judge.
Yeah.
Go
you the judge.
All right. Everybody have a great weekend. This is Outdoors with Larry Ray. Larry Ray saying it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And what? God bless the USA.